So how is Stampy's Overworld gonna end? You saw the title. Well, this tweet that you saw at the beginning of the video as well said that in response to if Stampy's Overworld would be ending at episode 800, Stampy said that it wouldn't end at 800, but it'd be ending not too long after. He has a plan for the ending, and he just wants to finish up two things that he has ideas for first. So, what does this mean? Well, obviously, Stampy's Overworld will be ending really soon. Well, how do we think it's going to end? We're going to go over in this video a more detailed way of how Stampy and his entire story has been so far, and how Stampy's Overworld will probably end. I'm also going to discuss a dream ending, which it probably won't happen, but it'd be nice if it did. Obviously, we'll have to wait till Stampy's Overworld ends to figure out what will happen. Alright, so in Stampy's Overworld, he fights at the target in Viva Dash. Usually, leading up to a attack of hit target in Viva Dash, they will it will tend to stay a little quieter, but things will be in the background that us viewers will be able to spot and call out in the comments section and start our theories in the comment section. The last Stampy video I watched when he was redoing the doghouse, he mentioned when he came across the tunnel from Hotspot, episode 338, he said that hit the target and Viva Dash had been super quiet ever since he took over their castle. This means that it's basic. You can't tell me that this is a build up for something big, and he's trying to make it seem like they're doing nothing. And super close to the ending, that's when they're going to start doing anything regarding it. Or what I think he's going to do is drop it as a complete surprise. And I think that will probably help a lot more. And the reason I say that is I'm going to jump over to One Piece here. Is in its final saga. And one of the things that has been noted is that Oda, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the guy's first name. Mr. Oda Sensei, he's the writer of One Piece. He's been breaking a lot of traditions within One Piece. So there's usual cover stories, and those are a thing. They're still a thing. But usually what will end up being in that cover story won't really make an impact in the main story until several chapters later, several stories later. He changed that in one episode, where the ending of one had a direct impact into the main story of that chapter. So what I'm thinking is Stampy's going to pull something like that, and either a episode or two episodes before the finale or before his target attack, that's when he will drop it. That's when he's going to start dropping hints what's going to happen. He won't do it like he has in other videos where he's been dropping hints relatively easily or for a longer period of time. To build up the hype, I think what he's going to do is do it in a very short segment right before and drop the event. Alright, now that we've discussed the build up, let's figure out what he actually will plan to do. My guess is that, of course, it will be a hit the target attack. It will be him, Viva Dash, Fizzy, and William Beaver up against, or I said Viva Dash, Fizzy Elephant, William Beaver, Polly Reindeer, and him up against Hit Target and Viva Dash. And it's basically going to be one big battle for control of Stampy's Overworld. This is Stampy. I doubt he's going to end that series on a horrible note. Even in I Lost, which is a similar story how I built that that one was built up. The same people, a helicopter flew it around and got shot out of the air. That happened in one quick swoop. Even that one had a more happy ending, but it was in a two-parter episode. I think that's why if he's gonna do anything like a defeat, it's gonna be in that style. I don't think he's gonna end it where he will be defeated and his dogs are in a dog army. I don't think that's how he's gonna end it. And I'll have to think a little bit more on how I think this will all be set up and shown off. But we will have to wait until Stampy World episode that final episode shows up to have a final conclusion. After I think the main hits a target attack, he will be doing a couple episodes where he looks at his old town. He looks at the Funland one last time for us. And then ends it there. One thing that was mentioned in the replies to that tweet, which I don't think I got in the screenshot, was people asked if he was going to keep his word and release a download after the series was over. I would personally love for that to happen. If not, someone will go ahead and do that. They will recreate it and release a download for it. Which, mad respect for the mad lad who plans to do that. Alright, what is my and most older fans' dream ending? Similar to what I mentioned before, I think with how William Beaver was introduced, I think it should be really sudden and very memorable what happens there. Now, what I think will happen, although I doubt this will happen, this will be my dream ending. The similar setup to how it was before. Stampy realizes they probably are going to be in the defeat, and some older helpers like Alpha Lee, Ballistic Squid, Squishy, all helping to finish the fight. Again, Avengers Endgame style ending. I think that's what a lot of older fans are gonna want. But those older helpers have not been in videos for a long time. I won't be surprised if they're not in the finale. But I think Stampy kind of knows there's a lot of OGs that are going to be watching, especially when the news that final episode is near. And the final hit the target attack is going to be near. I think a lot of people are going to be watching that one. Speaking of watching it, completely on a different subject, but I will either have a watch party set up where we all watch it together, or I will react to it. Stampy and Stampy's World is a big part of why this channel was created in the first place. And even if you go back to the earliest Minecraft episodes, it was literally called Dragon Gaming's Lovely World, basically a ripoff of Stampy. And then later I changed it to Dragon's Friendly Realm, built it kind of its own separate thing. So it's not going to be fair to not address that final episode on this channel. That's kind of what I'm doing here, but I'm going to react to that final episode. Now that I've got that part out of the way, what is your dream ending for Stampy's World? Do you agree with what I said? Or do you think there's another realistic ending that will probably happen? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know. That's been me, Dragon Gaming, K-Phone Gaming, signing off. And I shall see you with more Minecraft. We will meet once more and the final Shadowrun episode tomorrow.